What's up, you guys? Welcome to Bourbon Bites. Lots of familiar faces here in the chat here tonight. We have something really cool planned tonight. Something that kind of was a last minute idea, but I knew that the PlayStation 5 reveal event was tonight. And I thought, why not have a few familiar faces that you guys all know come on and try this. Well, one, talk about the event because that's like what's on all of our minds right now. But also, I wanted to pair it with something good. I just picked up this Knob Creek 15-year-old, so I want to do some comparison there. But without further ado, let's introduce our two guests here tonight. We have Bill from the Whiskey Dic and Jason from the Mash and Drum. Welcome, guys.
Hey, everybody.
Hello. What is up, Clifton?
Yeah, glad to see you guys on again. I think last time y'all were here was our classic gaming stream.
Yeah. Super fun.
Yeah,
that was awesome. Yeah.
Now we're looking at the future of gaming versus the past, so a little different, but
good duality or dichotomy. I don't know. D word. Some good D word. So
yeah. So you guys watched the event earlier today for PlayStation. If you guys didn't see the PlayStation event, I do encourage you to watch it. There's a lot of different games mentioned. I'm going to play some clips tonight from some of the game trailers, just in case someone in the chat hasn't seen it. And we're going to talk about impressions, what we're excited about, what we're not excited about, just all that, while drinking some Knob Creek. So I know I grabbed this little mini bottle of the classic Knob Creek. It's all I had of the non-age shaded small batch. So I'm going to start with that one. What are you guys pouring first?
After you, Jason. Yours is going to be more interesting than mine.
Yeah, I have a lot of knobs. So
I mean, I did too. I didn't want to put all my knobs on display.
I think I'm going to work my way up. I'm going to go 9, then 12, then I'll get into the 15, and
nice.
Like you said, we'll compare it with one of the 15-year store picks and see how it stacks up.
Nice. That's actually another idea I want to do soon. I don't have the 12-year yet, but eventually I'm going to do the same thing: the non-age shaded 9-year, 12-year, and 15. I think that'd be really fun. So I'd be curious to see how it goes tonight.
Yeah.
How about you, Bill?
So I just got the regular Knob Creek, and the this is the no age statement one. I've actually had this bottle for quite a while, back when I did my original review like a couple of years ago. And I've got the Knob Creek Rye as well, which wasn't really a fan of at the time, but they're the only Knob Creeks I have. So I think you guys are going to see me hit this bottle quite a bit more than the other.
But I was going to say, a bottle of Knob Creek does not last more than 2 weeks in my house. It's one of my favorites. So
it's tough when I have a lot of choices. The Knob Creek is not usually the one I pick. So that's
Jim Beam's Jim Beam's one of my favorite distilleries. So it's always the bottle I reach for because it's so accessible. Like you can get it anywhere.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan. But it's been a while since I've had the standard small batch, so I guess it's good to start with that one. So while we are starting with that one, what was y'all's first impressions of the PlayStation event?
Overall,
overarching thoughts.
Over just looking at it from a quick view. For me, it was a tad underwhelming, but maybe only when we'll get into the game announcements. And you'll show the design of it, but
I forgot which tab it was. I was struggling for a minute.
For me, it was a tad underwhelming. I mean, I think a lot of people wanted more from the game announcements. There was a lot of unknown game announcements. A lot of people wanted the big names, you know. So, and we didn't really get a lot of that. And the game, a couple of the games that they did announce that people got excited about were pretty cool. And I know they did announce the new basketball game with Zion, and a lot of people wanted to see more of that game, like the gameplay. And they only
didn't like just seeing a big sweaty face.
Yeah, they just showed a big.
I liked it.
Yeah, they showed a big sweaty face of Zion, like dunking, and I mean the graphics and the way it played looked unreal. I mean, it looked real, if I should say that. I mean, it looked actually real. But so there it is. That's the design.
I don't know if I should be worried about copyright infringement with the music stuff. I was like, maybe I'll just keep turning it down a little bit more.
I was going to say, I think you'd be better off without the sound for that reason.
I didn't even think about that until I was playing. I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a copyright strike, aren't I? So what do you guys think about the design? I mean, I think that's one of the most talked about things with this release. I mean, it's a very radical redesign, I would say.
So I'm interested to see, can it go horizontally? Because that's not going to fit where I normally keep my PS4, for example.
Yes, and that was actually my first thought. I missed it during the reveal, but they show it. I was going to see It may not be in this video. There's pictures on the PlayStation Facebook page of it sideways, so it can go sideways.
Okay, that's good. I mean, I might actually change around the shelving that I have to allow it to be up straight, because I mean, for what it is, it does look a little weird, but like that's how it's supposed to look. So it kind of looks cool when it's vertical, instead of just shoved in a corner laying on its side. What I thought was cool is that they have both the digital version and the physical media version, which I've always been a physical media guy. Like I tend not to even really buy too many digital games. So that's the one I'll probably get. But that looks like a small CD drive. Is it not?
No, it's a 4K Blu-ray player, which is honestly one of the reasons I'm most excited. I'm going to be honest with the PS5 is I have put off buying a 4K Blu-ray player because I've been collecting 4K Blu-rays for a while. I've just been streaming it, but I'm so excited to finally have one because those things cost like $200, like just to be able to play a 4K disc. It's ridiculous. So I'm contributing that towards the factor that this is going to be an expensive device, but I mean it's a pretty sexy one though.
Yeah, it does. It does light up. There's some blue lights that kind of light up inside of it as well. So you have that black, white, and blue combo, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Good.
I was gonna say it's sexy. That's all I was gonna say.
Now, do you guys have like all of the PlayStations, like 1 through 4 at this point?
I don't have them currently. I have had them at some point in time.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't have 1. I had 2, and I skipped 3, and then I got 4.
Okay.
So yeah.
So I have 1, 2. I skipped 3, and then I have 4 as well.
Nice. Do you have the Pro? I have the 4 Pro.
I do not have the 4 Pro. No, the Scorpion. Yeah, no.
Yeah. We actually, my husband is way more into it than I am. So we got that like as soon as it came out. Steve A makes a good comment. When the PS3 first came out, it was the best Blu-ray player out there.
Yeah, it was. I remember that.
Most economical too. I mean, it made sense. Yeah. And the PlayStation 2 was kind of in the same boat. I remember it was like it could play DVDs. And it was the same idea as you buy your PlayStation and you're really not paying that much more for the DVD player compared to what it was when it first came out. Yeah, it's a smart move on their part. And they're doing the same thing with the 4K Blu-rays. So it's a trend, actually.
Even though 4K Blu-rays haven't really caught on as much, I've always collected movies. Fortunately, I started with Blu-rays, so I didn't like have a backlog of DVDs that I had to upgrade to Blu-rays that I had to upgrade to 4K. So I started with Blu-rays. So
yeah, do you guys remember the HD DVDs too?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. So I did not. I skipped those.
Yes, I remember. I bought. So Xbox actually had an external HD DVD player you could plug into the old Xbox. I remember buying that, and I was like buying like half HD and half Blu-ray to see which one would take off. obviously, HD lost out in that battle.
Now you can't even get rid of them. Like I see them just sitting on the shelves in like pawn shops. Like But I mean, they weren't bad. There was nothing bad. It was just kind of like a war. Like it was like PS5 versus Xbox, but except one completely obliterated the other one. So
yeah.
I might be totally spacing out here. They haven't announced the next Xbox, correct? Because the two usually
didn't they tease it? I think they teased it a few months ago, but they haven't announced it.
Teased it as it's like a little, what is it, Xbox X? What is it called?
Yes. Yes, you're right. Okay.
Really creative name, by the way.
Right. Better than
what's the next one going to be? The Xbox One X?
The X-Bone
2?
Yeah. I think they're going to say the Xbox, 720 or I don't know.
Right. I mean, yeah.
I think it's like a square. It looks like a square box.
The Xbox IR squared. It's
yeah. Did they do their formal announcement yet with games and such or no?
I don't think so, unless I completely just missed it. Like I may have. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've just always been. Well, I haven't always. I actually had an Xbox 360, but lately I've just been on the PlayStation and PC train that I completely ignore Xbox.
So I think I did like the option of the two consoles. You would feel like the digital one only will be a lot cheaper.
Maybe it's probably not
a lot cheaper
though. I would think.
Not a lot cheaper. You think it's going to be a little cheaper because you're not housing a Blu-ray player in there,
right? Well, if you remember, Xbox actually launched a digital only version of their Xbox One S, and it was the same cost as the one with the disc drive. It was I don't understand that marketing move. I guess people just want a slim profile, but I don't know.
I mean, did it come with a bigger hard drive? Because
no, it didn't have any other advantages as far as I know. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Someone could correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know. Everyone was just confused. Like, why would you buy this?
Yeah. So Whiskey Central saying she liked the old GameCube, which I'm with you. You know, having a handle on your console is very useful.
I have a GameCube just sitting right over there. It's one of my few. I have a few consoles hooked up to my TV downstairs. GameCube is one of them. And believe it or not, I got an old Sega Dreamcast hooked up.
Nice. Yeah,
nice. Yeah,
it's funny. I was actually just playing Metroid Prime very recently. Actually, a podcast I follow played it very recently on their show, and so I played along, and it was that game is so good.
Yeah. Well,
but
Steven said
you guys a little disappointed they didn't do any pricing.
I don't know.
I mean, definitely disappointed. Like, I mean, I know it's going to be more expensive, but you got to think our phones are way more expensive than they were 4 years ago. So I think they're a little hesitant to announce that right now.
So what's the latest price on the PlayStation 4? If I were to go buy one right now, what is that price at right now?
I want to say it's like $239, something like that. It's in that range. I could be totally wrong.
I was thinking maybe 500 and
400 for the regular 4. I'm seeing how much the
400 still for the regular 4.
Oh wait, maybe no. Sorry, my bad. 400 was the Pro.
Okay, I was gonna say maybe with the kit, because I remember I got the PS4 with the VR kit, and that was like $299 on sale.
Yeah, so it's $300 regular, so $100 cheaper than the Pro. Probably goes on sale more often though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you guys want to get to the Knob Creek? Like, I gotta balance the bourbon and the PlayStation.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's hard.
Yeah,
but it's
been like I already took a sip, but you guys are both sipping the better stuff. So
no, I actually took a sip too. I'm not gonna lie. It's been so long since I've had the small batch. Like, it's nice to go back to it. I mean, for a while I could get it for $18. I picked up a bottle of it recently for 21. So I know it's more expensive in some places, but to me it's pretty affordable.
Yeah. Just one more quick comment on the price of the system. I think it's going to end up being $500 at launch. I think the lowest is going to go is $449, but then I think it's going to drop. Like, did they give a date around when they're releasing it? Because they
I think it's still holiday 2020.
I would think so too, and I think after the holidays, it's going to end up dropping by like $50.
You know, just in video game world, we're gonna see some crazy ass bundle for like $1,000 where you get the headphones, extra controller, a game. That thing's gonna probably be like $800 or $900 too, and that's what they always make. They always make fun bundles at Christmas time.
Yep.
Yeah, y'all are lowballing. I think the digital version might be $500. I think the physical one, just knowing that a 4K Blu-ray player is like $150 to $200. I think that one's going to be $600 to $700. I mean, I don't want it to be, but I don't know. I feel that way.
I don't think they do that though, because they tried. So you guys might remember this. I think it was either with the PS2 or the PS3. Maybe even the PlayStation. Originally, they were at E3 and they were going to announce it, and Xbox went first, and they said what their price was. And on the fly,
that was such a terrible live event.
Yeah. Well, but then the dude dropped the price as he went out on the stage. He's like, "Can I drop this price by $100 just to undercut Xbox?" The guy, and then they did that, and it helped a lot. Probably,
and that's why I'm thinking there was no price announcement, because if Xbox hasn't did a big announcement yet, they didn't want to show the cards yet.
That makes sense. All right, I'll shut up about video games.
No, good point. And actually, I just realized that I forgot to mention about. So those of you that have been on the stream before know that I started last week doing an after party for my patrons at the $10 level or more. I'm still doing that tonight. So if you guys want to come hang out, I know these guys have some editing to do, so unfortunately they won't be able to make it. But if you guys want to hang out for the after party, I put a link to my Patreon down below. Like I said, that's $10 and up level. But if you're a patron at any level, it really does mean a lot. We do monthly hangouts for the other levels. So just check it out if you're interested. And I would love if y'all could do it. And I'm sure these guys both have Patreon too. So check them out too.
Thanks. I'm a supporter of yours as well. So
yes,
I'm a supporter of both of you guys. So
I'm also, I'm a Patreon of both you guys too.
Yep. Yeah,
I think Jason, I may not be on yours yet, but I will right after this stream. I need to double check. I have like 10 different people that I'm following on there, and some of them I don't even watch anymore. So I'm like, I need to readjust that. So,
so you're drinking the regular Knob Creek, right, Clifton? What are you drinking, Jason? The 9?
So I have the newer. They just brought the age statement back. So
I still haven't seen it out here yet. I've got my out for it.
There's a 9, and then I'm actually comparing it with the 12 right now.
Okay.
And my next video will have all of these in there as I do like a full on comparison. But
yeah, I'm really excited to see, like, because I was talking to Jason before the stream started. I want to do a similar thing on a live stream at some point. Have, non-age stated all the way up to the 15-year. Maybe do them blind. I don't know. I'm still kind of figuring it out. I want to do something different than what you're doing, but I think that'd be really interesting to.
Yeah, I might do a blind too. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. I feel like if I do a blind, it might be a little bit more, real.
Yeah.
I mean, not that they're not real, but I think people tend to have more respect of maybe what the results are when the drinker doesn't know what's in the glass, or when it's blind. So
exactly, and it helps when they're all the 100 proof. Like, you're not gonna have any bias, so you're not gonna be like, oh well, this one's hotter. I think it'll be really fair and really interesting to see the results there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but what everyone's going to say. It's like, okay, I could get a 14, 15-year-old store pick for $45-$50. So why am I spending $100 on a Knob Creek 1500 proof? And that's
don't worry. That thought went through my mind. Like,
yeah.
As I was in the checkout with this bottle, I was like, oh my God, I know I can still get some of the 15-year store picks. So that's what I want to do today. That was kind of like my thing today. I have 2 different 15-year store picks I haven't tried yet. I'm not going to do them blind, but I do want to compare them side by side. I paid $100 for this. I paid $49.99 for those. So I hope I'm not disappointed. I'm a little nervous. I'm going to be honest. But I don't know. I love Knob Creek. So, I mean, I'll still probably like it. It's just, will I like it twice as much? That's my whole dilemma. So, but I saw a question earlier in the chat. What are you guys drinking? Steven, thank you for asking, everyone. I want to know if you guys are drinking some Knob Creek. Have you tried the 15-year yet? Let us know.
So Ben Sacro, my advice would be, if you're interested in Rabbit Hole, try the PX finished and probably ignore the rest. I don't know if you guys feel differently about that, but I just was so underwhelmed with Rabbit Hole.
I haven't tried it, and it keeps going on sale at my store. I just don't know enough about it, and it's expensive. I always pass it up.
So they rebranded them not too long ago. Okay. So now it's not like Bourbon and High Rye Bourbon, and now they have like names for it, like the Rye Gold and the Cave Hill or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be reviewing the whole lineup soon. It's going to be painful for me to buy all of them.
Yeah.
they're pricey, man. Like they're like $40-$50, and then the PX Sherry one is like $65. So to buy all of them to do the full lineup, but it's a lineup that I hear very mixed reviews about. Some people love it. Some people think it's meh. I feel like I want to experience it. And of course, with the new, the name changes, apparently there's some a little bit older juice in there now. So we'll see.
I don't know. I mean, that probably more has to do with them selling out. I got to imagine that they just kind of rebranded as part of that whole deal.
Well, yeah, that too. Yeah. I mean,
and obviously, it's funny that you said, did they change the labeling other than just the words, like the visual?
It's slightly different. I mean, it's not. I think
still the same shape bottle though.
Still the same shape bottle. Yeah.
Because I have not been seeing Rabbit Hole at either of the couple liquor stores that I frequent lately, like at all. It's just not even there. Or if it's there, it's hiding, which that doesn't say, that's not very good for a brand.
But as you said, Bill, the PX one seems to be the most universally loved out of all of them, aside from the other ones, the other ones in the lineup. So I'm curious to check them out myself. They sell well here in Ohio. I mean, every time they go on the shelf, people buy them. So that's what kind of got me curious.
Yeah, I don't think they sell very well here in California. I don't know why, but. I do want to give a shout out to James Taylor. He and his wife are celebrating their 26th anniversary today.
Wow, nice!
Congratulations! And I saw Brian Brennicky. He and Tammy are celebrating their 26th as well in 2 weeks. So early congratulations to you guys too. So
wow,
lots to celebrate tonight.
Nice. I'm coming up on 7. Like 26 is a lot bigger than 7.
We just passed our third. Our third was 2 weeks ago. So. Got a long way to go.
Well, congrats.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to the PlayStation. Okay, I think there's one game that we're all pretty much not most excited for, but maybe most excited for.
Spider-Man?
Yeah. So spoiler.
Okay. Sorry, I wasn't sure if you were pausing there to see if we were going to.
Hey man, I was trying to build it up, Bill.
I'm sorry. By that I meant GTA 5 expanded. GTA 5 expanded. Yes, that was. What a way to lead. So.
Yeah, so this one, I'll mute it so no copyright strike. But as soon as I saw this trailer, there's always the Marvel exciting part at the beginning. But like once I saw what it was, I was like, oh my God. I know how well received the first Spider-Man game was.
So good.
So
And how I think a lot of people were expecting the full-on Avengers game. I think that's being worked on, or not Avengers, the Justice League.
Oh, I'm less excited about that.
Yeah, I'm more excited about this. I mean, just looking at it, I've always had so much fun playing the Spider-Man games, like just zipping around the city.
It looks incredible.
Yeah, I actually only just beat the PS4 Spider-Man probably like a couple months ago. Maybe call it like February, and so it's still very fresh. And boy, that was a fun game. I platinumed it.
Oh, nice! I've only played a little bit of it. I need to get back into it because I had so much fun playing it. But even back to like the PS2 days, I don't know if you guys played the Spider-Man on PS2, but it was like groundbreaking to be able to like be in an open world city.
Yeah, and what was it? I can't remember. Bruce Campbell. Bruce Campbell did the voiceovers for all the little tutorial checkmark things.
Yeah, I don't remember that part. I was too young, but
okay, that's fine. But yeah. On PlayStation 1, there was a really good Spider-Man game too. I think it was The Amazing Spider-Man. It was by the Neversoft, same guys that did Tony Hawk Pro Skater. And man, that was a fantastic. I probably beat that game like 30 times. Just
maybe that's even the one I'm thinking of. I always tend to like think of something as like a later console than it was. So maybe I'm thinking of that one because there was one game where you could like literally like zoom around the city, and it was like one of the first open world games.
That was PS2. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really excited for this. I mean, I loved, the latest, the animated Spider-Man movie. I forget the name of it. What is it?
Spider-Verse. Into the Spider-Verse. They have a sequel of that's being made right now.
Really? I didn't realize that.
I watched that on the flight out to San Diego the last time I went out there. And that fantastic movie. I was actually surprised how much I liked that movie. I thought it would be fine.
I was like, animated, but man, it was such a good story.
It was so good. It was so good and well done, and the way the artwork was integrated was amazing.
Totally. So joking aside, what do you guys like? Do you guys like GTA 5? Do you have it? Have you played it?
I have bought it on every console it's ever been released on. So yes, I think it's because I've always been a GTA fan. I mean, I was literally like 10 years old playing GTA 2. Like I probably shouldn't have been. I've just always loved the franchise so much. And I will admit, I beat the game on PS3 when I first had it, bought it on PS4. I played online only, bought it on PC, beat the story or like almost beat the story, but I still play online more now. So now I'm gonna have to buy it again on another console, beat it again. So but I really appreciate what Rockstar does. I think they their world building and their characters are so interesting.
So good.
Yeah. What about you, Jason?
I got into the Grand Theft Autos, on PlayStation 2 days. I mean, that's when all the original ones and then all the sequels started coming out. And I love those games. I got kind of, I don't know if I grew out of them or just kind of got with them as I moved along, and I kind of wanted to I got way more into, like role-playing games and stuff like that. So, not that I stopped playing the Grand Theft Autos, but I thought it was interesting that they led off the announcement with this game because a lot of people freaked out thinking it was.
They saw the Rockstar logo. They're like, "Oh my god!"
Rockstar, and people started freaking out.
I know.
Totally. I thought it was.
I was one of those people. I was like, "Oh my god, no!"
Yeah. So for those of you out there that are that like Grand Theft Auto 5, this is going to be what they're doing is they're re-releasing it on PlayStation 5, and it's going to be they're expanding it, and I think they're enhancing it a little bit. They're making the game a little bit bigger, so it's like Grand Theft Auto 5 like plus or
and they're releasing the online mode as a standalone edition, which I don't know exactly what they mean by that. Hopefully they're not going to try to start selling
it is expanded and enhanced. It's like the it's like the tagline for Viagra,
right?
Who were better, Viagra or Grand Theft Auto? I actually forgot about that. I'm glad I saw it pulled up. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm just a sucker for nostalgic for that game because I've just loved the series so long. But I'm excited for that.
So Ben's asking if we're excited for the new Bill and Ted's movie, and I am very excited about that. I haven't seen nothing really about it.
It's hard to see Keanu go from freaking
John Wick
back to the gnarly dude. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like I'm waiting for him to just pull out a gun and shoot Bill in the head.
So great.
Yeah, so great, dude.
Yeah.
ADHD Whiskey has a good question.
Oh, sure. Let me feature it.
Where's that?
A friend of mine wants to know if the new PlayStation thingy is going to improve the VR.
Mm.
Adult. I will say, I had the Oculus Rift, like the first release of it, and like I don't use it. Okay, I don't watch it. I don't know how to say this. I have used it for those experiences, and it's pretty nice. But it's also attached to my computer, so like I can't really. Okay, I'll stop now. Can't really move around very much, but with that, it's a lot more portable. I mean, I think most people watch things like that on like the handheld, like the once you put your phone in. I don't know,
the Gear VR or the cardboard. Do you guys remember the Google Cardboard?
Oh yeah, I had that.
Yeah.
Speaking of Spider-Man, did you guys play the VR Spider-Man game on PlayStation 4?
Oh,
I don't have PlayStation VR.
I have that. I don't know what you're talking about.
That thing is insane. You literally you put on the goggles and you fly through the air like
I would get so motion sick.
I need it. Spider-Man. Yeah, you get so motion sick. I literally look down and I'm like, oh shit! Like I got a little skill. Like I'm like 25 stories up on a building, and you go back and forth and you swing and it's crazy.
The very first time I used the PS VR, I was playing Super Hot, which you guys know that game, right? Yeah. So, and part of that game is you're in this little room and there's like stuff to look at, and there's a desk in front of you. And I just, first night I reached over to put my hand on the desk, and I just there was nothing there to hold on to. It was right onto the floor. So
yeah, I get motion sick way easier than I thought, and it wasn't until I started doing VR stuff that I realized like how susceptible I am to it. Like there are very few games, like if your character's like moving around at all, I just can't do it more than like 20 minutes. I have to tap out. So I wish I could do more of it, but
I'm good for hours. The only thing I can't do is like carnival rides that spin. But anything other than that, like I don't really get motion sickness or any of that stuff, so I'm good.
Yeah. But, and if anyone that hasn't tried any kind of VR experience whatsoever, I do encourage you to check it out. It's like the first time I did it, it's mind blowing. Like just to me, the weirdest thing, like it's not even something important, but like just be able to like move your head around a room and seeing the light change on textures, it just felt so real to me. And like I thought that was the coolest thing.
Totally.
I went to GameStop and I did they had a demo one on there, and the demo was being underwater surrounded by sharks.
Yes, I know which demo you're talking about.
Yeah. I literally screamed in the thing like, oh shit. I turned around.
GameStop.
That was a cool demo.
Right at me. And everywhere you turn, you can't look away. There's just more water to look at, and
you have to rip it off your head.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god, friggin' it was coming after me.
Yeah. All right, well, I'm gonna pop open my 15-year Knob Creek. I started the wax because I hate Knob Creek wax so much. I'm like, I gotta get it started.
Yeah.
But
all right, so I will say, comparing the new 9-year age statement to the 12-year, which is in this class, the 12-year definitely has. The 12-year to me was a vanilla bomb. There's a lot of vanilla on here. The 9 has a little bit more of that light peanut corn sweetness, like that Knob Creek flavor profile we love. The 12, though, a little bit more oak, really rounds out the flavors, makes it a little bit more vanilla forward. I definitely like the 12 over the 9. So you want to pour the 15 and give the thoughts?
Sure. Yeah. I still have yet to try the 12. Like I said, I've hesitated picking it up, but now I feel like I just paid $100 for a 15-year. There's no excuse not to buy the 12 for 50. Like, I feel like I got to pick it up, but
no, it sounds like sound logic.
Yeah.
So. And home logic. Yes.
Instead of spending $100, you spend $150. It's like when my wife comes home with like several pairs of shoes, but she got a deal, so it's like, no, they did all right.
Okay, so first of all, color on this is crazy. Like, I don't know if you guys can see how dark this is.
Yeah, it's pretty dark.
Yeah, here's the comparison. This is the 12.
You have that. I'll full screen you real quick.
That's the 12, and that's the 15. Doesn't look too different, but this one's definitely a little bit darker.
Yeah, that's one thing I can't do. I can never hold up two glasses at once to show them off. But,
yeah, I just look like I'm flying, like
But so I do have some of the regular small batch, just to do some side by siding with. Nose wise, it's weird. For some reason, I feel like I get more oak on the old one, like the non-age data one. Maybe it's just because it's just now was open.
You gotta let it sit a little bit, and the oak you'll start getting a lot of that oak, the oak influence there.
Yeah. Well, while I let it sit, let's go ahead and talk about a different game. What was it? Some of the other games you guys were excited for, and I'll see if I have a trailer pulled up.
Yeah, you go, Bill. What was your? What was? I know we were all excited for Spider-Man. What was kind of your next one up that you were excited about?
So the next one that I was actually pretty excited about was Ratchet and Clank.
Yes.
I played the one the remake on PS4 and loved that. That was pretty cool. I think I beat that real fast. Like for my current day world, like I think I beat it in a couple of weeks. And I mean that would have been like a single sitting back as a kid, or maybe two. But this one is it looks freaking chaotic, and I think that sounds really awesome for Ratchet and Clank. It's kind of.
I was gonna skip to where we get to the action here.
Yeah,
there's a lot of action in this trailer.
Yeah, the gaming, the actual gameplay, the gameplay shots that they showed. I mean, Bill described it perfectly. It looked like complete fun and utter chaos.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, just look at this. I mean, and the whole like world shifting aspect of it. Like, that's really cool.
I bet it's going to be really cool to do in practice. Like watching it on the trailer, I was like, I don't know about the world shifting, but I'm sure it's going to be fun. It's
as long as it feels natural. It doesn't feel like a weird aspect of it that you have to. I don't know. I guess you have to be strategic about it, but we don't really see. We see the one battle scene. Let me skip ahead to like the
they're battling.
It's
the last like 20 seconds or so.
Yeah, because then he was like shooting at like a portal gun.
Yeah. It looked like he had some weird kind of like a grapple that could attach to the.
So this is actual gameplay right there.
Yeah. I backed up a little bit just to lead into that scene, but
here it goes. Yeah.
By the way, I love transitions where it's so quick to go in from like the cutscene to gameplay.
Right. Man, as a programmer, like video game programming just completely baffles me.
Oh yeah.
It's just I can't even imagine. Like I did some 3D game programming at earlier in my life, and it's just that was hard. I can't imagine like innovating in that space. It's bizarre.
Yeah, but I mean, this game looks like so much fun.
I don't think there's so much as going on as innovating. I mean, yeah, you have to innovate, you have to push graphics, but I mean, look, we've seen the the rise of everyone's into storytelling now. That's the big thing. It's all about storytelling, having a theme, a goal. And I think and if you listen to the people that were introducing the games, they were all about storytelling and redemption stories and revenge stories and coming of age stories. So they're all about this long story. It's not just get a gun and shoot what you can. Everything has a story now to it. And I think the writing and the cinematic field of video games, I think that's where they're going to evolve.
Yeah. I mean, I always love a good story-based game. I mean, that's coming from like the film lover in me. I think if the game can tell a good story, that's a sign of like a masterpiece of a game. I mean, even going back to Grand Theft Auto, yes, the story is very, very raunchy and very weird, but it's good storytelling. It's fun. You have fun when you're playing it. That's what I've always loved about Rockstar games.
Yeah, that's kind of a good point. If you were to skip a lot of the side missions and just stick to the story, like if you wanted to play that way for whatever reason, I bet it would actually be a really compelling story to go through all GTA 5.
Yeah. Well, even Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean, the story of that one again is great storytelling.
Red Dead Redemption games are amazing. Such good storytelling, such good gameplay. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm an Assassin's Creed nut, so I love playing those.
Yeah. I've only played Black Flag. That's the only Assassin's Creed I've played.
That's funny. That's the first one I didn't play. I have it. I just never got. I just got stuck on 3. Not stuck. I just kind of gave up halfway through 3, which sucked because I was so excited for Assassin's Creed America Edition, and I just nothing. I wasn't into it. But what do you think, Jason? Did you end up? I'm guessing you finished that one.
My favorite is still all time is 2. Yeah. I love Assassin's Creed 2. Something about it, the story. Maybe because the little Italian boy in me was in Italy. It was during all the the violence and kind of the uprising in Italy itself, and they kind of interweave the stories. It was kind of amazing how they did that. But yeah, 3, which was the
USA, like the Connor.
Okay, yeah. I think each of them as they build up, they all kind of add different parts to like what they are now. The Connor one, I think, added some really amazing. Some texturally, some really good, graphics to the games and some of the battle movements. I think that's where that game excelled. Yeah. Story-wise, it was okay. Then you got to the British one, which I thought was really good. Then Then they
Unity, or was that a different one?
I think it was Unity.
Right,
or was
yeah.
it? Or was it?
Because there was a China one too. I played a little with that one.
Has there been a China one? I know that they teased a China one at some point.
Maybe I did play that
People were
China.
talking about that.
I don't know.
think there's been a China
No,
one.
there was no China one.
Yeah, maybe.
What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of one. It was one of. I thought it was Unity, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, they had. So after 2 was Brotherhood, and then Revelations, which were kind of crappy.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed 3 was okay. Yeah, Black Flag. So that was the introduction of the ship, fighting on the battleship, which is now added to all of them. There's some semblance of,
Syndicate.
Then Syndicate. That was the other one in Britain where you could.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
I feel like there was like a part where you went to somewhere in Asia, like at some point in that game. That's maybe what I was thinking of.
Yeah, there was Rogue, Unity, Syndicate. Then there's Origins, and now there's Odyssey.
Odyssey, that's right. Yeah, Odyssey I heard was pretty fun.
Odyssey is phenomenal. It's one of those never ending. There's so much crap to do.
Mm. Yeah,
I did want to mention to Cohen, I think is how you pronounce it. He says he got a Knob Creek pick for $37 here in LA at Remedy Liquor. I actually just picked that one up 2 days ago. So I got that one too. I honestly I can't pass up a Knob Creek pick. As soon as I see one, I always buy one.
Yeah, especially. So Clifton, what are you getting on the nose now in the 15?
Okay, I was about to go back to that. So on the regular small batch, the I'll just call it the 9-year, even though it's not technically the 9-year.
Yeah.
Way more caramel sweetness, way more vanilla. Whereas now, like I said, once it opened up, I get the oak now. I see what we're going here.
Yeah,
but it's almost like I get like a maple, like maple wood. I don't know. I'm not the best with nosing notes. I've never been, but
it's really just the it's really caramelized sugars from the barrel char. That's what really I think you get from this one. It's a lot of caramelized barrel char. I'm definitely getting the typical like that peanut butter funk.
Oh yeah, it's very familiar. Like off the bat, like on the nose, it's very familiar.
It's like dusty peanuts. That makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I get that on Booker's a lot. Not as much as on Knob Creeks, but normally on Booker's. But I am getting that note on this. So
yeah, Booker's has that. Yeah, Booker's definitely has a peanut funk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take a sip of the regular one first, just to kind of have that idea in my mind fresh, and then go on to this one. Because we're talking about like a $20 bottle versus a $99 bottle. So, all right, let's see. Let's go ahead and try it. Cheers, you guys.
Cheers.
Cheers. I'm drinking whatever, but I've decided I'm not even going to open the rye because I just don't want to.
The rye is good. Wow, I would not believe that that's 100 proof. Only 100 proof. I had to double check the label. I'm like, that to me it drank hotter, but not in a bad way. I mean, I love the 120 proofs.
So that's kind of a notorious thing about Knob Creek. They do drink hot right off the bat. You gotta once they oxidize a little bit. I feel like Knob Creeks get that sweet spot when you're about halfway down the bottle. And you get it oxidized a little more.
Like 1 week in for me.
1 week, 1 day. Clifton, like shoots things out. But yeah, I think it's an absolute peanut butter and fruit bomb on the 15. We got a lot of peanut. I got a lot of. It does once it opens up. I mean, you have a fresh pour. Mine's a little bit past the shoulder now, and it's starting to get fruitier as it opens up.
Yeah, that's always one of the bad things about doing like a first impressions thing. I plan to do like a full review of this at some point in the future, maybe like you said, halfway through the bottle to kind of revisit it. But I mean, I don't think it's bad. I do like it a lot. I do like it significantly better than the regular small batch. Like,
don't get me wrong, yeah. And I like it over. Well, let me compare it to the 12. Again, the 15 just has way more like charred caramelized sugar character, especially on the nose. They both have a little bit of a peanut funk, but it's like if I had to describe it, Knob Creek 9, like you said, it's like perfectly light caramel vanilla. The 12 is more oak, but enhanced vanilla. There's that word enhanced again. And then the 15 is kind of all of that and amped up a little bit more, but definitely more oak presence.
Yeah, it's going to take me some time to get into this because I'm not getting as much of like that. Like I got so much sweetness off of the small batch. This one is very, very oaky, which I mean, I'm used to that. I buy the 15-year store picks all the time.
Yeah.
But that's one thing I want to do tonight. I did want to compare it side by side with a store pick and see how that goes. So I'm going to go ahead and get that poured just so it gets a little bit of time because it's a new bottle too. So
Yeah, I wouldn't. Nick Foles, I wouldn't say it's peanut butter and jelly like the shiny barrel batch from Booker's. That was a different type of. This one is a little bit more oak forward. A lot of peanut, definitely some fruit flavors, but I'm not getting like that strawberry note I was getting in the shiny barrel batch. I'm getting more of a. It's a dark fruit. It's a dark fruit rather. Well, I mean, I guess strawberry is kind of a dark fruit, but.
Well, I see what you're saying because to me, I was thinking it was similar to a Baker's over a Booker's. I think Baker's has a lot more of that fruitiness, that dark fruit.
Yeah,
fruitiness.
exactly. Yeah, I would put it more in the Baker's realm. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, because I keep wanting it to make it similar to Booker's, but the thing with Booker's is they're not even that old usually. They're usually around like 6 to 8 years old.
Yeah, 6.5. Yeah. Yeah,
and Baker's, I mean, some of the single barrels are up there in the 8, almost 9-year-old. The new Bakers. So, all right. Well, while this is in the glass, let's talk about a different game. Let me see which ones I was most excited about.
I was just gonna say, what are you excited about, Clifton?
Yeah. What was your kind of?
You're being a good host, and now we're turning the back on you.
So I really liked this one. I don't know if it's a sequel or anything. It's the one called Project Athia.
Yes. Yep.
I just thought it was really, really well done. Like with the trailer. The trailer really intrigued me.
Yeah. Again, one of those
just games, how beautiful it is.
Yeah, one of those games where I think it's going to have an amazing story to it, and the gameplay looked incredible.
Yeah.
I mean,
one thing I said, like on Twitter, I was doing I was experimenting with live tweeting, which is a struggle, by the way. If you ever try to do it, it's so hard.
Yeah.
But the one thing that stood out to me about this game is just how beautiful the landscapes look, the grass, like it's really showing off the next generation of consoles, in my opinion.
See, that was the part I felt was missing from a lot of these. I mean, if you take aside Gran Turismo, because honestly, they could put that game on like PS1 and it'll still be like the best looking game on the system. They're just really good at doing what they do.
All racing games, I always feel like it's like an artificial like level of how good the graphics are because it's so like the render field is like just the track basically.
Yeah, but that was one thing I felt was missing from most of these is that next step in graphics. And to be fair, I don't know how you get much better unless you start really going for, lifelike. And that's
where it gets weird. Then you get into the whole uncanny valley.
Cyberpunk's starting to look pretty realistic, but like something's always just gonna be off about the lighting. It's never quite gonna look right. But the funny thing about that Project Athia, so this is my comment. I wrote, "Druid looking lady looks like it could be my jam." This is the way I write to myself. I am truly as lame as I seem. So
yeah. One thing that wasn't in this reveal, which I guess is because they revealed it yesterday, the new Last of Us Part 2. I don't know if you guys saw that trailer. I'll pull it up here because it came out yesterday, which I thought was a weird timing.
I only just barely started playing Last of Us. I've still never beaten it. I know it's amazing. I know everybody thinks it's awesome. I just I never played through the whole thing.
So I played it and then I got stuck and I couldn't beat it. So okay, that is my biggest problem with The Last of Us. You have like 2 bullets to get you through the whole first like 3 levels. Okay, I need a gun to like be able to like play a game. I'm the type that like I don't want to use stealth moves. I just want to go for it. So I do know that they're enhancing a lot of accessibility features, and maybe it's the whole one arm thing. Maybe that's why I'm not good at it. I don't know. But I am curious to see what they're doing because they made a big point about the fact that they're making it a more accessible game. So whatever that means, I need to watch that video. But
so speaking of which, we were kind of talking off stream a little bit about the controller. Do we want to talk about that? Only because I just want to make sure we get to it.
I want to show the sexy controller, Clifton.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit different for those of you that haven't seen it yet. It's a little different.
There's a lot of like buzzwords about it. Now, how it's going to affect gameplay, I don't know.
See, this is the part I wasn't paying enough attention to this because I was so excited about it.
Yeah.
That I like was tweeting about it and not looking at it. So now I'll get to watch it for real. Let's see. I mean, don't all of them have haptic feedback? Like,
of course, yeah. I mean, you can't not at this point.
That's just fancy buzzwords for my controller shakes.
Right.
Yeah. Well, the adaptive triggers, I know that's a thing on like a lot of pro controllers. Like that, like if you lightly touch it, it's a little more sensitive.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the design's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the design. It's different. and it's kind of going more towards like an Xboxy kind of boomerang, but like I don't have a problem with that because
I
the
mean, now that
PlayStation
you
controllers
mention
have
it,
been mostly
literally,
unchanged for so long.
It's like very, very similar to the Xbox One controller.
Yeah.
I just now noticed that.
That was my first thought. I was like, wow, I'm surprised they went with that because the controller has always been kind of one of those defining points of PlayStation. Like they did the dual stick analogs first, to my knowledge, but you know, they really have always kind of done their own thing with their controller, and it's funny to see them change it up. But
yeah. So Donnie asked, what is the verdict on the 15-year? Before I made the verdict, I wanted to try it next to a 15-year store pick. I know it's controversial to do, but the nose on this 15-year store pick, man.
I'm going in right with you. I have a 15-year-old right here, so I'm gonna pour it and we'll do it too.
So the nose on the 15-year store pick goes back to what I really like about the small batch. Those really, really rich caramel sweetness. Still oaky. I mean, but it's way more oaky than the small batch, this bottle. But I get way more like baked good notes on it than I do on the regular 15-year, just on the nose.
I'm not surprised it's more oaky because obviously it's older, but the regular Knob Creek that's always been one of the defining characteristics of regular Knob Creek to me is that it's pretty oaky. You know, it's got a lot of like just that barrel spice to it as well. I really, actually, it's funny. I haven't had this in so long, but I really like this bottle.
See, I told you enjoyed it. But
I think you're right, though, Jason. About halfway down the bottle, that's a sweet spot.
It does, man. That gets the sweet spot. I think the 15, the new red label, it's got sweetness, but it's barrel char sweetness. There is vanilla there, but it is oaky, and I think you add a little bit of water to it, and then the oakiness comes out a little bit further, and that's what they did. They proofed it down to 100 proof. I mean, I think it will get a little bit sweeter. It is becoming a little bit more fruit forward. It's peanutty, but I mean, these single barrels. I mean, Clifton said it. There's that inherent already like candy sweetness to go with that barrel char sweetness together. So, I mean, if these two are on the shelf, you're like, hey, should I buy the 15-year because of the fancy red label or get like a 14, 15-year-old store pick? I think I'm still leaning towards the store pick.
I mean, I haven't tasted them yet, so I'm not going to fully say that. But on nose alone, the store pick blows it away. And this is a pick I've never had before. So I've had picks from this store, but not this particular one. I just think it's like they swap places, like you were saying. The sweetness is more forward, and the oak is more in the background on the pick. Whereas on the 15-year limited edition, the regular, I mean, the $100 bottle, it's very oak forward with like a hint of the sweetness. Like you said, more of the barrel sweetness. This, though, is more of like a, sweet caramel sweetness. I'm going to go ahead and try it. Cheers.
Go for it, man.
Cheers.
Yeah, and the store pick is even like crazy darker than the Knob Creek 15, which is.
Let me show you that.
This is the
Which
store
one is? Oh yeah, I can see it.
This is the 15.
On camera, they look pretty similar. The 15, the one in your right hand looks a little lighter than the other. Is that?
Yeah.
I was just going on my first guess, and my first guess was right. So I guess it is a difference. But wow, this 15-year store pick, man. And I didn't want to think I was going to regret buying this $100 bottle, but I'll give it some more time before I say I regret it. But these
I mean, like I said, I think let it get to that sweet spot and see how it goes. If this one might be like a revisit review to see how it opened up. I am going to do a full review on it as my next video, and do a full comparison, probably do a blind. But I think if you love the Knob Creek profile, the flavor profile, I think you'll like the 15. A little bit at a lower proof, but I mean, I gotta say though, the thing is, this is the thing though. If the store, now it's been rumored that the store picks, the 14, 15, the older year store picks are gonna start phasing out and going away. I've
heard that, but I've been hearing that for like over a year now, and I still see them.
That's the thing. It's been one of these forever rumored things that are going to be phasing out.
Impending doom.
I keep reaching out and trying to find information to see if that's actually going to be happening. And it seems like every time I go to a store around, they seem to have a 13, 14, or 15-year Knob Creek store pick. I'm like, I guess they're not going away because they're still around for about $45, $50. As long as those are around, then I'm going to reach for that just regardless because it's a higher proof. It's half the price.
Right.
And it just doesn't, if those went away completely and this is all there was, then yeah,
then it's more justified. I had the exact same sentiments. I mean, this was selected on January 23rd of this year, so they're still up until January at least. They're still doing the 15-year-old picks. So I mean, maybe they are going away, and maybe that's why they introduced this. But I wish I would have gone with my gut, and my gut was wait till you stop seeing the 15-year store picks before you pick up one of these bottles.
But then you also have to factor in location. There's a couple people in the chat saying, "I've never seen a store pick. I don't get them." For those people who have never experienced an ultra aged Knob Creek, I mean, you can't even really say that about Bookers either, because Bookers are between 6 and 7 years old.
Right.
So,
right.
it's
if you haven't experienced an older Knob Creek pick, I really do encourage you to pick it up. If you see it, grab it. Edward mentioned saying he can't find store picks in California. Where are you in California? Because I'm in Southern California near Los Angeles, and I'm able to find them. I actually have better luck finding them here than I could find them in South Carolina, believe it or not. So I guess it is a state or like a regional thing, but they're pretty, I don't know. I guess just keep an eye out at your local stores. I noticed a new wave of them coming in. I think 2 stores here just got new picks. So I think they come in waves, but
then the new labels are, the new picks are going to have the new black label with the store name on it. So, those will be happening too. Now, whether they stay at the 9-year picks now, rather than just going, older than that,
Right.
Yeah. I mean, Brian Brennick's right. He mentions, Beam does have a ton of inventory. Now, how much of that inventory is in that age range? I don't know. But like I said, I think it depends where you live. If you can't get a 14, 15-year-old Knob Creek store pick and you see this and want to, I mean, for $100 for a 15-year-old bourbon is actually a damn good value considering today's market.
And that's how you got to think about it, because I keep thinking about it from the perspective of I can get a 15-year store pick for half the price. But like you said, a lot of people can't. Also, those may be limited. So if you completely take that out of the equation, pretend there is no 15-year-old store picks, then yes, I think this is a great product. So I guess I got to think of it like that.
Yeah, it's almost like the bigger brands are a victim of their own success because they have so many good value bourbons and so many good special releases that come out that are great values. And then like the minute they put out something that's a little bit higher of a price, they're like, well, why am I going to buy that? That's only like 4 years older when I could just buy your other thing. And it's like $40 cheaper. Yeah. So, you run into that with Heaven Hill a lot. I mean, they're the king of budget bourbon selections and whiskeys. And they put out a special release and then everyone's like, well, I'm just going to go buy that. Well, I don't need to spend the money on that. It's the bigger distilleries are kind of a victim of their own, selection, if you will.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and Ben had a question. He was asking you, Bill, but have you had any of the older Knob Creek picks?
I've not, no. So I tend not to do store picks. Just someday when I'm not doing YouTube, I will probably buy almost exclusively store picks. But
I do both. Why not both?
Well, the main reason is that I can get a store pick here in Massachusetts that people over in California can't get.
That's
and so when I review a store pick, it's not going to be relevant to somebody, for most of them.
I think I just love Knob Creek so much that I drink them before I could even review them anyways.
It's tough. I mean, a lot of people have told me like just buy stuff anyway, because who cares? But that's been my general opinion on store picks. Like I would like to. I mean, there's a lot of fun ones. I've tried plenty of them, and it's fun to see how different they can be from the mainline selection.
Yeah.
But no, I really haven't had any. I haven't even had the Knob Creek 9 yet.
So I gotta say that the 2 favorite store picks, like of all the brands, I think Knob Creek store picks are some of the best. I also think Larceny store picks. I don't know if you guys have tried those, but I think they're really, really unique and they're very different from the basic.
Yeah, I've only ever had one Actually, I had it at Bill's favorite bar in San Diego.
Oh yes, yeah,
the Whiskey House.
The Whiskey House. Yeah.
I love that place.
That was the first time I ever tried a Larceny store pick that they had. Picked on the bar, and I thought it was really good. Definitely way more complex and different than the regular offering. Really good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But to answer the question they had, if I would pick a 15-year Knob Creek pick over a Booker's. So on the normal occasion, I would probably say yes. But I am the type that I want to collect all the Bookers. Yeah. So I'm going to grab a Booker's. However, just based on price, availability, just taste alone, I would probably go with the Knob Creek picks, especially if it's an older one.
Yeah, it does sound like you really like Knob Creek, though. So,
I am a bit of a fanboy.
Which is totally fine. I love it. Yeah,
I mean, Bill, if you're gonna just I mean, I know, we can't really review picks because, everyone can get them. But I mean, if you're just in a store and you see a Knob Creek pick for like, it's 14, 15 years old for like $40, I wouldn't even wait till you're not YouTubing. Just grab it.
Just grab it. Yeah.
Just drink it like a few years from now. Yeah.
Or just do it once. I mean, you don't have to buy every 15-year pick like I do. I have like literally 4 of them. But like it just, if you see one, just give it an opportunity. And that goes to everyone in the chat. And Trev made a good point. Russell's reserve picks are great too. I completely forgot about that. That's another good one.
Video be like, I got a bud. That's the whole video. Just be like, I got a bud.
I mean, so some of those picks actually have a good, like a Booker's type profile in it. I mean, it doesn't have the peanut. I mean, it depends on which pick you get. Obviously, some of them will have that peanut funk, that you like in a Booker's. But I mean, think about like an ultra age like Booker's profile. I mean, you can't.
Yeah, I would probably love it. I mean, I have actually no doubt that I would love it. It's always been a practical choice for me. That's more what it is. So, let's see if you can find the same whiskey store pick. I'll send you a drink. Okay, yeah. Thanks, brothers. So I did end up opening up the Knob Creek Rye. I'm not happy about it.
But you're not happy about it. Oh no.
No, it's okay. It's actually not as bad as I remember.
Now, is this the regular rye? Like it's not a pick or anything?
Regular rye, yeah. It's the 100 proof.
I will say my first experience with Knob Creek Rye was that bottle. I didn't love it. I got a store pick of the Knob Creek Rye. I thought it tasted exactly like that one. I'm like, why did I just pay like $20 more for the store pick? However, since then, I've gotten another store pick of it, and I've tried their cast strength and their double barreled ryes. Those I think are hitting the mark. I think their regular rye is not my favorite. I think I would rather pick up an Old Forester rye over it. I think, especially for cocktails, I think that's more my thing. Yeah. But again, the bourbon world, Knob Creek all day. But the rye, it's hit or miss, I think.
I've kept these bottles of Knob Creek more. I know I was saying like I've always picked other things, but the reason I haven't polished either one of these off is I have this grand idea that I want to have like all of the Knob Creeks and just do similar to what Jason does, just have them all and kind of compare contrast, So because of that, I'm probably not going to finish these off. Although at this point they're starting to get old, it might not be a very.
Yeah, I use the Knob Creek Rye as for mixers.
Me too. The few times I've drank it outside of the
rye. I did enjoy the Knob Creek cast strength rye that they came out with a couple, last year. They did 2 releases. That's a damn good. That's a nice rye.
I just recently opened that on a stream a couple weeks ago, and it's so good. I want to point out Justin Parks. Why are so many people from Southern California here? What's up? Represent. He said he got a pick for $41.99 in Burbank. I assume you're probably talking about Remedy Liquor because that's where I got mine for that same price. Yeah, I mean, I think in Southern California there are picks everywhere, so I guess just keep an eye out for them. It's normally the bigger stores, not the smaller stores. Probably won't get Knob Creek picks. I think you just have to like sell a certain amount. I don't know how the whole like distributor system works, but I think it's people that sell the most get a chance to do a pick. You guys may know more about that than I do.
Yeah, I think the 15 overall, it's a very solid, nice aged Knob Creek, very good beam profile. It's peanut, it's oak. There's some fruit happening now. It's good balance. It's a little bit more, it leans definitely more on the oaky side, but compared to the store pick just has all the extra oomph of like sweetness, and so I like the store pick over the 15. But
completely agree. And I mean, the 15 has gotten better in the glass, like as I let it sit. I still think it's lacking on the finish when just compared to the store pick, because the store pick has a Booker's level finish, I think, in my opinion. So yeah, I would have to pick the store pick too. But hey, I'll revisit it and we'll see how it does.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna do them blind, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So there's one more game I wanted to make sure we talk about.
Oh, sure.
I forget. I know we talked about this before. I remember, Clifton, you said that you hadn't played Horizon Zero Dawn, right?
Oh, I have not. I've watched people play it, but I have not played it myself. Let me get the trailer up for that.
Correct, Jason?
What's that?
You played through Horizon Zero Dawn, right?
No, I have not.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, either way, this for me was even more exciting than the Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
Like,
it's one of the most loved like games on the PS4.
In my mind, I think Aloy, who's the protagonist here, is probably she's definitely a contender for my favorite protagonist of all time.
Is it because she's hot?
No, because honestly, that was something I liked about this. They didn't sexualize her.
That's true. I was getting confused with a different game. You're right. Yeah. No, I love her character design. I think she's really cool looking.
I genuinely. No,
Yeah, so Forbidden West we're talking about now, because this is the game that I was excited for.
Yeah. So the little known thing about me. So I shoot archery quite often, and I'm a licensed archery instructor actually. And I haven't taught in a long time, but like I've done archery my entire life. So like this game immediately appealed to me with the Horizon Zero Dawn, and the fact that I played through that whole game, I platinumed it, I bought the DLC, I fully completed that. I just, I played through on New Game Plus. I just freaking love this game, and to see an unexpected, I did not know that they had this ready to go, or pretty close to it. So I was beyond excited when I saw. Even just the art style, I started suspecting, and then when I saw or heard a voice or something like that, I was like, "Oh my god, it's Horizon!" And
I watched the last half with my husband. He's more familiar with these series than I am, and he was guessing the whole time. He's like, "Oh, is this game? Is it this game? Is it this game?" And he was usually right.
I was a little surprised, like because they had real animals at the beginning, which is for anybody who's played, like that's weird. So at first I was like, "Oh, this can't be that," but then
look at the world in this game. Like it's beautiful. I love.
It looks like it switches from natural to robotic and futuristic. Yeah. It just looks I think the story for this game. I mean, here, look, these are now like we're getting to like mechanical, like animals, and I mean, it just looks like the story is going to be incredible.
And just look how lush that landscape is. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm a sucker for good like grass in a game. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man, and honestly, this game. Everything about the first one was amazing. It's got both combat and stealth, and you would like this, Clifton, is like when you're stealthing through, like you crouch down and you're walking through like ferns and stuff, and they're moving exactly how they would.
Yes, that's the kind of stuff that turns me on.
Oh man, I could not recommend Horizon Zero Dawn enough, and I
need to play it. I think we actually have it. I just haven't played it myself.
Oh, do it.
Clifton, you got to do it. You got to show the audience Zion.
Was that a game that was announced?
The NBA game.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Yeah, that's me being like the what?
I'm with you, Clifton. I am not a sports guy. When Jason said Zion earlier, I was like, "Oh yeah, no, totally Zion."
That one has one of the most. That's one of the most viewed ones from like that's been uploaded. So let me get that pulled up for you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't really show gameplay, which was a little disappointing because. What's weird is that game, NBA 2K21, is supposed to be launching this year when it comes out.
Right, yeah. It said fall 2020, right?
So this is what they showed. This is the game. Like,
but it does say actual PS5 pre-alpha. So it'll probably come out on PS4 first. So they're kind of misleading people.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that sweat. Like, look at that. Look
at that sweaty guy.
Like even on his arms, you could see
even
it.
Did his that's like his patented like dunk move. That's what he looks like when he dunks. So
just look at it looks like blood, kind of though. To be honest,
it's got to be a highlight of your career to be featured on a 2K game, like on the cover. I remember when Tom Brady was on the cover of I don't remember which one it was. I mean, obviously NFL 2K something. It probably like 19, maybe I would say. So good though. Like,
see, I honestly, you wouldn't pin me as like an NBA video game kind of guy, but there was like a series of them, and I forget what it was called. It was for like PS2 or PS3. You could customize your player. Do you guys remember what game that was? It was like one of those, like maybe it was like street basketball. Maybe not even NBA. I honestly don't know. It was a very popular game. I do know that, but
yeah,
I appreciate a good basketball game mainly because they're easy to play.
Yeah, I just can't get into sports games. I really like. I'll do something like a Tony Hawk Pro Skater if I know that they're remastering the first two, and I'm psyched about that.
I am so excited for that.
Yeah, I'll totally be all about that.
God, yeah, the Madden curse. Did you guys know about the Madden curse?
Yes. Yep. Absolutely.
I am not familiar. Fill me in.
So for a long time, who did it start with? Was it McNabb? Was it Ray Lewis? I forgot.
I'm not sure, but yeah.
But there was a streak. So every time Madden had a new cover player, apparently like that player would be out for the year, would get a major injury. It was like the curse. It was the Madden like cover curse,
right?
And I mean, I know it happened to McNabb, it happened to Michael Vick, it happened to I think Ray Lewis as well. It's like everybody that was on the cover got injured or was out for the year, like when they already got on it.
I don't doubt it. I mean, there's some weird. I saw something else recently about there's like a sports injury that happened like exactly 20 years after. I always spew these random facts and I don't have like the fact, like the the stuff to back it up. But
Yeah.
I saw it on Reddit today. Apparently, something happened. Like this guy broke his ankle in the exact same way 20 years earlier than this guy that did it last year, and like their stats were exactly the same. I don't know. Okay, enough sports. Final thoughts. Final thoughts on the PlayStation 5, you guys. So we'll wrap it up here.
Yeah. So
are you guys gonna buy it first?
It depends on the price point. I will buy it, but it depends when I buy it. I was a late adopter to the PS4, mostly because I was still kind of playing the Xbox 360 for quite a while. I have a million games for that system. Gotcha. I'll probably be a late adopter to this as well. Although I felt like there were a ton of launch titles, like way more than normal. But maybe I'm wrong on that.
And a lot of really like prominent series that are being featured on this, which is pretty exciting. Normally, like you have like one or two, and then it's like a bunch of random games. But like this was a pretty legit series coming out.
Mm-hmm.
What about you,
Jason?
Yeah, for me, I'm probably going to be in Bill's Bill's camp, where I might be a late adopter to this. I do lean more towards Xbox games than PlayStation. Just the last couple years. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, like I do have a PlayStation 4, so I feel like that might be good for a while still. So something. Mm-hmm. A lot of the titles that came out, like I said, it didn't really blow me away. Like there's a lot of games I really don't know about. There was, a handful of games that, like we talked about, that I'm really excited about, but I don't know if it's enough to buy it at jump, mm-hmm. Or at launch, I should say. So, mm-hmm. I also do want to see what Xbox is coming out with their price points going to be, what their launch titles are going to be. And it just might be like one of those things like I did with the PS4. I bought Xbox 360, PS4 came out, and then I just waited a little while, and then when I kind of got bored with Xbox, I bought PS4. So maybe it'll go along the same lines, or it might be reversed. So I have to.
I've switched back and forth. Like I said, I had an Xbox 360 too, and then I went to the PS4. So totally with you there. I do want to say, Patrick, thank you. He found the names of the people I was talking about. I promised I wasn't lying about it. But thank you for that, Patrick. But yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for being on. I appreciate having you guys all the time. Do you guys have any interesting episodes coming up? I know, Jason, you have the Knob Creek review coming out. You said tomorrow?
I don't know if I'll get it out.
No pressure. Yeah, I don't know
if I'll get it out tomorrow. If anything, I might shoot for Saturday. If not Saturday, then definitely it'll be my Monday episode. Usually it takes me longer to edit, like a blind tasting and stuff, because there's a lot of like me just staring at glasses and thinking that I don't want you guys to have to watch. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to that though. So whenever, no rush on it, take your time on it. But I'm excited to hear what you think of it. What about you, Bill?
I have that one coming. The Michter's 10 for 2020. Going to do a full review on that.
Nice.
The 4-Gate Batch 2, Bardstown Bourbon Company, Discovery Series 2. I have a lot of stuff coming up, and hopefully, if I ever get my hands on that damn Wild Turkey Bottle and Bond 17-year, I'll
keep an eye out. I promise. If I see it, I'll let you know.
It's like, the fact that those things used to sit on the shelf and now I can't get one is pissing me off.
Yeah, no, they did. I think Cornerstone Rye changed it, because like they all sat on the shelf except Cornerstone Rye, and now everyone's like, "Oh, gotta buy Master's Keep." I feel like.
I told you on secondary, all these freaking liquor store assholes are getting the case. They're selling it online for about $400. It's ridiculous.
Bunch of jicks.
How about you, Bill?
I've got a ton of stuff coming up in the next few days. Actually, I'm already regretting the fact that I stayed up so late filming last night, because I'm already exhausted, and I've got 3 more days of insanity ahead of me. So obviously the stream tonight.
Well, thank you for taking the time to be on tonight.
No, dude, I was so excited when you said this, and I did a lot to make tonight happen on my end. So I was very excited to come do this, and thank you for having me.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Tomorrow I'm going to be interviewing, I guess you'd call it, but more so just drinking with Jared, the master distiller at Balcones. He'll be on my show.
Nice.
Along with Alex Elrod, I think is it. I just keep thinking of his name. Kind of sounds like Axelrod. So it's like Alex Elrod. He's a marketing guy, but like the two of them will be on the stream, and we're going to be talking Balcones. And it's funny, I have a delivery coming from them. Should come tomorrow. I sure hope. Otherwise, it's going to be like, you guys want to drink some Knob Creek? So, that'll be fun. And then Saturday, I have the Beagle Rare, which was the
oh yeah.
Are you going to be there for that?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to watch that.
Yeah,
that'll be really fun.
Yeah.
That's at 8 p.m. Eastern time on ADHD Whiskey, so I'll be there for that. And then Sunday, I've got Amrit Indian single malt whiskey coming out, which sneak peek is a fantastic whiskey, like really, really good whiskey.
I have tried some of their stuff, and it's very good.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah,
I'm really excited about that. So I'll stop there. I have more stuff coming up, but like I've actually got a really exciting few weeks. So
that sounds awesome.
I did want to mention one more thing that I mentioned on my live last night. I kind of asked everybody in the chat if they wanted to have a representative from the Brown-Forman Cooperage come on and talk about how they make barrels and the science of barrels and what goes into it. And I got confirmation today that we are going to make that happen. So that'll be coming up soon too.
Nice.
That's awesome. That's really interesting and really different than what a lot of people are doing. So I'll keep an eye out for that too. Well, thank you guys. Well, I guess I'll do my little spiel too. Since
what are you doing?
So Saturday, I'm actually have a really cool live stream planned. My friend Brandon is going to come up and visit. He has some bottles to pick up for me because I've been buying them for him and hoarding them here. But we are going to we haven't figured out a time yet because we want to make sure it's after the Beagle Rare stream. But we're going to be doing Booker's 25th, Booker's 30th, and Booker's Rye. I have samples of all three. Samples. That's awesome. And I'm having to share it with my husband too. So we get little tiny pours each.
Right there. Woo!
Man, it's so good.
So I'll let you guys know about the time on that. Like I said, it's probably going to be right after the Beagle Rare stream. So check out, just keep an eye out after that. Also, I want to mention on next Thursday, I will be in Las Vegas. So I will be live streaming from the floor at the slot machines in the Cosmopolitan. I'm going to do some slot play, and we're going to walk around the Vegas Strip. It's going to be completely different. I hope it goes well.
Are they going to let you film?
I've already talked to another slot channel on YouTube, and he says Cosmopolitan is one of the most lenient. So that's why I'm going there.
I didn't want to rain on your parade, but I figured it'd be better to think of it ahead of time.
No, some of the casinos are strict, some of them aren't. Hopefully, I don't get kicked out. That's my biggest goal. But I'm really excited for that. It's something completely different. But those are the main things I have coming up. Oh, I guess one more. I guess it's my channel. I can plug what I want to.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, I'm going to also have a review of Cornerstone. Wait, what? No. The new Master's Keep. The new Master's Keep Bottle and Bond. Patrons, people on my Patreon have already seen a little sneak preview of it. But that review is coming out tomorrow for everyone else. Speaking of Patreon, Donnie asked a good question. The after party link will be on Patreon if you are a Bourbon Megabyte or higher, which is the $10 level. So if you guys are interested, and you can, I know it's not the best time to ask for more money, but if you guys want to help support the channel and come to the after party, I'll give you guys about 5 minutes to up your votes or your tier level, and we'll get the party started. So again, thank you guys so much for coming on. Also super chat from Monroe Doctrine. Good timing, we're almost closed off.
Monroe.
Thank you for stopping by. Busy tonight, watch the replay. Good to see you, man. Thank you for stopping in. And thanks for the super chat.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys again so much for coming in. And I hope to have you back soon.
Absolutely, anytime.
We have to do an actual another playing some games night.
Oh yeah. Please let me know your schedule because I want to do those way more often. So let me know. We'll do it soon.
Yeah. Well, Thursday tends to work out pretty well for me.
If we can figure out the logistics, how to do a multiplayer game that we could all play and drink at the same time, would be pretty cool.
That's what we need.
Once we figure that out, we'll do it. So I'll keep you guys in the loop. So again, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you guys next video. Cheers.
Bye, everybody.
Cheers.
Hey, I have to click button.